Hi guys, I'm here with David in his office, and a lot of people have been getting spam emails in the last little bit. So we thought it's a good idea just to do a quick update and update you guys on what's actually going on from our side, and so you understand the mechanism and everything. So David, could you help us understand what's actually happening? How are these emails being sent, and how do they work?
Right. So it looks like it's an email-borne virus that originated somewhere, but we don't know exactly where. The bottom line is it utilizes weaknesses inside of a Windows computer that's maybe running Windows 7 that can't update anymore.
Right.
Or maybe it's running Windows 10 but it hasn't run any updates. Maybe Outlook is not updated. Maybe Microsoft Word isn't updated. If any one of those three aspects are not patched, then chances are that a malicious author of a virus can utilize those weaknesses to then launch an attack.
Right. So
that's what's happened here.
do you have one of those emails here, David?
I do. We have one right here. And this is one actually you received, Francois,
Yeah.
from supposedly from DAR.
Yeah.
But we know it's not really from DAR.
So someone had DAR's, someone received the original email from DAR,
Yes.
right, which is a legitimate email, but their email, not DAR's email, but
Right.
that person who received the email, that one was compromised, right? No, it isn't DAR's, it's
Right.
that mailbox where whoever received it.
Someone's infected computer had you, Francois, and DAR in their address book.
Okay.
And so that infection took DAR's name, but your destination
And the email that
and the
originally
email
came
itself.
was legitimate.
So we don't know who
Yeah.
it really came from,
Yeah.
but we know for sure it did not come from DAR.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's what we know so far by looking at this in detail. So in this particular case, there was no actual attachment, but it gave us a link.
Right.
And so this is where ADAMnetworks comes into play. As soon as you open up this link,
We tried it.
because it's not part of your allow list,
Yeah.
it's going to be blocked, as you can see with our live log
Right.
here.
So they just tried
So-
to fish us here, but
Yeah.
they were not able.
That's
were not
right.
able to do that. Yeah.
But let's say I went ahead and clicked anyway and I said request unblock, then what you will experience in many cases, if it's already known to be a domain that is a phishing domain, then it will still be rejected. In some cases where it's brand new, let's say the attacker had just created that phishing site minutes ago, there's no threat intelligence out there that knows yet that it's a phishing site, but there's no existing reputation. In that case, it'll say, we don't know enough about it, and it'll send it to the administrator. So these are methods and levels of protection that you get with ADAM1.
Okay, cool. But then how do you solve that? That protects our managed clients
That's right.
from getting affected themselves. But what's the things that anyone really should be doing above and beyond having the ADAM1 protection?
Right.
Like updating the Windows 10 patches.
Yes.
What would be the other things that you recommend?
I would say there's 5 things that you can do. And number one is, in this particular case, and in many cases like this, if you use a web browser for your email rather than Outlook itself.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is that when Outlook is the weakest link, then bad guys can use it to spread viruses. Your Google Chrome browser automatically keeps itself current. Every time you close and reopen Chrome, it updates itself. So the chances that Google Chrome itself is a weakness or Brave is very low. So that's why you want to use your email inside of a browser instead of an Outlook.
Right.
Number 2, you want to pay attention to the specific details. If something even remotely looks a little bit suspicious, that's enough for you to investigate a little bit further. And if something doesn't quite add up, just trash it. Don't move any further, don't click on a link, and don't download it. Number 3, if you're concerned about a particular attachment, you can always go to a place called virustotal.com. So if you go to VirusTotal, and this is something that's very safe for you to add to your allow list if it isn't already, what you can do is you can upload a file that is potentially malicious. And so I don't have one here.
Right, but you basically just grab that so that means if it was an attachment that was in the actual email, you just drag that, because it's already on the computer if you received it.
That's right.
So you just find where it's stored on your drive, and then that's where you upload it from into VirusTotal, and then
Yep.
they'll give you some intel about it.
And then it will come right back to you and let you know if it's infected, if it knows that it's infected. So, but here's the thing: just because VirusTotal doesn't find anything, also doesn't mean it's not infected. But if it is, then for sure
Yeah,
you
it's
do
a
not
fun
want to
thing
open
to
it.
do,
It
for
is a
sure.
fun
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
to do.
yeah.
And so then the next thing that you want to do is, if you're not already on Windows 10, I know that many environments have not been in a rush to upgrade from Windows 7, but keep in mind that Windows 7 cannot get its updates anymore unless you're on one of those really expensive extended update plans, which is not likely. So you want to upgrade to Windows 10 and run Windows Defender. And that's actually our number 5 step that you can do, is run Windows Defender or other commercially proven solutions, including WebRoot and ESET, because these are the 2 products that we have found consistently that when there is an objective study done to say, let's throw out the last 1,000 threats, or let's continuously, as a new threat is discovered, throw it at all of these. WebRoot and ESET are consistently in spot number 1 and 2. And Defender is also consistently at the top. So Defender, ESET, or WebRoot are the 3 that come highly recommended from us.
Okay, good. So, and then of course the other thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you have your email secured, right? You don't.
Yes.
I mean, this is a virus we're talking about now, but the focus here is on email. So make sure that your email is properly secured. That means proper password management. That means 2-factor authentication switched on, right? So, and for all of our managed clients, if you have gone the security onboarding, you know exactly what we're talking about here. For those of you that have not done this yet, this would be a very important thing to speak to someone else that has, to at least get an idea about it, or contact us to consider doing that, because that's also a very, very important aspect to secure. So I think that's. Thanks, David. I think that helps shed a little bit of light on it.
Thank you, everybody. Be safe. And this is, it just occurred to me that this is like contact tracing. It's almost impossible. We can't get to the root of where the infection was, but you know what? We can just be intelligent about it and not spread it any further.
So, and I mean, where it comes from actually doesn't matter.
Right.
The fact is that it's there. Let's not spread it, right?
That's right.
So,
exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.